So, hey there, my name is Inji Shai, and this is gonna be my first speed up video that will be commented. So, let's get to it. This is my very old character named Kuro, the panda, and I'm going to draw him again. I first drew him in 2010 and later in 2011. So let's try it now again in 2019. He was an adoptable random character which I drew out of boredom and I just want to give him away. He was drawn in an Animaniacs show style before because I was a big fan, and one of my previous friends decided to keep him, so yeah, he started to have his own personality, and friend decided that he might join a gang that I created for my another original character. So that's how he became more famous, and people started to love him because he looked very original, very different to other original characters or fan characters. So after sketching him, I decided to use center pen, which is just a black marker, to outline him. People just saw him as a celebrity, and that's why I decided to redraw his original pose in this again in 2011. And now that I'm looking back at it, it didn't look quite well because it was long time ago. I decided to try third time again. So after outlining him, I use this electronic eraser, which is just piece of eraser, place it in this little thing that is spinning, and it just makes it easier for me to erase it without any harder attempt. So after erasing it, it's time for coloring, and because he's panda, I use this black pencil to start with light coloring. And when I started to shade him, it was my favorite part because I like shading. And even though I use self shading in Photoshop, I just like blending shading on a paper. Part of this is that he's quite original with his face because all my characters have a skin colored face, but because he's panda, his top part of face is just black, which gives him some quite original detail. He looks quite like a bandito or something like that. Anyway, this time I have my own original design, so I decided to redraw into my design because the friend who decided to keep him was less and less active on her DeviantArt, and I didn't want this character die, and I just wanted him to still alive through comics and pictures, and so he couldn't be forgotten completely because I'm still active on DeviantArt and on similar pages. So why not? Why not to drawing again and again and again? So in this video, I decided to draw him on a paper because usually I would draw pictures in Photoshop, but because my computer or my laptop is really old, it barely opens Photoshop CS3, which is a very old version. So I decided to draw him just on a paper, which is not my favorite thing because I suck at it. I just sketch on paper, but this time I just decided to color him with pencils as well. I use just simple pencils because I use my expensive pencils only for redrawing dolls' faces, which is my another favorite thing to do. I just don't want to waste these special pencils for simple drawing like this one, because I know I'll focus on drawing in Photoshop anyway. Well, after I get a new new laptop that will be able to open better versions of Photoshop. But meanwhile, I'll just keep drawing or at least sketching on paper like this. Anyway, the hard part was coloring and shading his white part of fur, because I don't really know how to shade it with simple pencils that I have. So I just use some gray pencil and normal pencil. And in the end, I added some quite yellowish tint to make it more creamy or something like that. Well, and after that, I added some shadow, which I use some other normal pencils, including this pencil-like looking thing, which is called blending stump, and it's actually just compressed papers together, which helps to make some coloring softer, and it's quite useful for shadows like this, because if I try to blend the shadow just with pencils, it can leave some scratches or not quite blending effect. So yeah, in the end I just added some white shining to his eyes and nose, just my name added, and that's it. I hope you like this video, because my English is really bad. I'm not used to talk in English this long. Wish me luck if I try to talk in some other videos in the future. So yeah, hope you liked it, and bye bye.